What's up, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, and I want to let you know I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching my videos and supporting. We are right at 84 and 85,000 subscribers. I don't know what has gone on, but the male viewers have skyrocketed in subscribing, and the ladies have actually slowed down in their subscribing. It's a little weird. Um, but nonetheless, everybody is welcome here, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys. This particular video is about the seminars. And before we get to that aspect, when, okay, we get to on 100,000 subscribers, the silver, I think it's the silver one, will go right there. And I dedicate that to all of you guys. All right. That's where it's going to sit. It'll be in my videos, at least as long as I'm filming in this room, dedicated to you guys. Some of you guys may not know, but I do have other YouTube channels. I would recommend checking me out on Badwolf Unlimited and the Badwolf Media channel. Those are my main two. There's some other ones that really aren't doing anything, but those are the two. All right. Now, let's take a look at James C. Lovett um, and see what we have going on. So, what are these YouTube, or I should say non-YouTube, really, private seminars? So the seminars are a list of videos where I'm talking more casually. I it's unrestricted talk. I can put whatever music I want in the background, even though I keep it pretty professional. But it's all the information that it seems that the system does not want me to put on YouTube. They either pull down those videos or give me a warning or whatever else, which I am the last person to be, well, from my perspective, like a rule breaker in the form of their anything. But you have to understand is that youtube.com is commercial. Everything commerce is regulated by them because it's not private. There's no, well, I was going to say there's no private internet, but nothing that you and me can generally access. We'll say it that way. So that being the case, I have to overstand that in this game, I need to know how to move my piece correctly. In that case, what they've been trying to tell me indirectly, hey, look, man, if you're going to talk about that stuff, put it in the private. So that's what we've done. You can go to Black Site 32 and go to the seminars page, which will take you to the site. Or now you can type in James C Lovett. So C isn't, cash or cat or cantaloupe, whatever. Lovett, Lovett.com. That'll take you to the seminar site where the videos they are for pay. I try to keep the price reasonable. Actually, a lot of it is actually cheaper than some of the files that I have or have sold or packages. Um, but there is a price if you want to have access to all of the videos. But otherwise, they are there individually. I have reduced it if you want to have or watch all of them. I still have to figure out how to give you access directly to all the videos because the site is very limiting. So if you do buy the whole pack, I'm not going to say it sucks for me, but it kind of does because I'm technically making less. And then I have to figure out how to put your name on the list, each person, to give you access to all of them. All right. I think there's a way I can put it all in the one bundle. So by the time you're watching this, I've probably figured that part out, but the price will still be the lower price for all of them. Literally, it's like almost like 40 or 50% off of all of them if you can afford it. If not, then just buy the pack if you choose the video, which usually there's either one or two, three videos in it talking about that particular subject. So let's take a look and we'll go from there. Hopefully, everybody's having a great day. As always, guys, hit that bell, like, subscribe. Welcome to the tribe. And if anybody has any good tips, tricks, techniques that are legitimate and vetted and that are not going to get you or me in any trouble because I disavow any of that. Just letting that be known because I know government agents and law enforcement, whatever else, watch my videos too. So we do not condone anything against the government, against the public, or any agency. That's not what we do here. All we do is teach constitutional law, private law, and contract law, things of that nature. Nothing contained in any of my materials or books have ever been proven to be against any of that. These are just your rights per the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights. But if you don't know how to use them, invoke them, and stand on them, then you're operating in their statutory world. So let's take a look, shall we? Let's get it. All right, so we should be set up now. All right, all right, all right. Bam, 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 bam. So here's the site, guys. So obviously the full name is James-CVI Brandt dot fy dot store. But so just in case you guys think, oh, I got rerouted to something crazy or whatever. No, that's the real one, but it's such a horrible long name. Who's gonna remember that? Like, come on now. But they're the only ones I could find that did it hosting for the site for a reasonable price. They do have some limitations, but anyway. So I had to pay for a redirect to the site, which is James C. Lovett. I think that's a whole lot easier to get here. And of course, you're not obligated to buy anything. You guys are smart enough to know that. Um, I'm going to be making some more videos and adding to what's here. I may add, one or two to each pack. So we'll just see. But here, I'm not going to make a terribly long video. I'm not, but let's just go through it. So obviously it's the Badwolf, Explore Constitutional Private Law for Nationals. These are all educational courses. You can also get here through blacksite32.com on the seminars page. All right, so this is for private citizens and nationals. Now, does that mean that a officer in his private can't come here and watch this? No, not at all. Obviously, everybody's money is good. But what we're saying is that if you're in any type of public capacity, these videos and no materials or information used here are for you to be using against me or any other private citizen or national. None of this is part of the public domain. Okay. So this is not for bar members. This is not for the public. This is not for officials. Remember, when I say not for the public, you also have your private capacity. So the average person is in private capacity. No normal public official is going to be like, well, um, I'm going to study him at home and they're not going to do that. They're going to be, well, let's take a look at what they've got and make videos on it. Well, we're letting you know right here that no, this is not for you. This is not for anything official, public, no public trustees, no officials, no sovereign citizens. We don't want those guys here either. Even though that's an oxymoron in law and it has no standing in law. Uh, any law enforcement or anti-government individuals, we don't, neither one. If you're law enforcement and you're on our side, cool. You're welcome in your private capacity, not in your public. All right, all rights reserved. And apparently, if you know what this is, you can read and use this right here. All right. All right, so starting at the top, for all of the videos, it's $15.50. But once again, and this is about 50% off. So if you buy each and every one of them, one for one, it's right around 20 or 28.9, 3,100, something like that. If you want to look at it from that perspective. There are a number of videos, but this is the full pack right here at the roughly 50% discount. All right, like I said, I'm not trying to break the bank. I know there's people who use my stuff and charge a whole lot more than what I do. I know one of my students charges 2,500 just to talk to him. So me charging 15 for all of my videos is really not bad at all. But if you don't need all of them, that's fine. So let's take a look what we have. So for 50 bucks, probably the cheapest one I have here. This is learning about private, about vitamins, avoiding toxins. This is me kind of talking about some anti-aging things. I go through a number of my vitamins that I have and kind of show you what each one may do for you. Individual results and experiences may vary. We are not licensed or trained here. We're just talking about my personal experiences, but some of which I can't. I've put on YouTube and they pull them down. All right. So if you want the full court series, all of the videos on just the court, that's this one right here. All right. So everything I've learned, I mean, like 95% of everything I've ever learned about court and how to do it, how to win, all of that is in this course. But hold on. If you don't want everything, then there's the mid-grade or the advanced tutorial where there's about half the information right here. So in the 2.0, you get the previous videos in the 1.0. Okay. So you're getting video 1, video 1.5, and then 2.0. So you're getting 3 videos in this one. This one, you're getting all of the video series. So if we drop down here, the basic, okay, so 1.0 and 1.5 cover the presumptions of law and court, tactics to win. So plus a little bit extra. So 2 videos here. And this one, this makes 3. And then this one, if we click on it, all right, tells you about it right on here. And tells you get 1.0, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and the 3.0 and 3.5. So a total of 6 videos total. All right, for the full one on just court stuff. All right, so this one right here where it says course 2.0, there should be a 2.5 in here and say you get all 4 videos. So I'll update that because you do get all 4 in this one. So this one you get 2, which is the basic. So 2, 4, and 6 on court. All right. If you want to learn some business secrets, tips, tricks, and techniques, how to avoid scams in the business world, things to watch out for, that would be this video right here. How to protect your crypto. All right, your tax, your taxable things like stocks and bonds, how to deal with that. How do you make those private? How do you make those tax exempt? This will teach you the theory on how to do that, things that people have already done and do, but they don't want on the public side. Everything here is legal, 100%, all of it. There's no, I don't talk about anything illegal because I don't want to be bothered with you guys or the law or anybody else like that. Oh, you guys are teaching. Nope, nope, nope. Like I said, the IRS said you have the ability to 100% eliminate your tax obligation. So even if you owe taxes, there is a way to deal with them. Even if you're supposed to pay, there's a way to deal with it. But generally, you're supposed to pre-plan. So we work on pre-planning. If you have something existing, that's a little harder to deal with, but there are techniques that have been successful. Can't make any guarantees. So, how do you get a firearm private or make it private? Right here. We talk about that. We give you the theory and the boots on the ground ways that people have done it. None of it is illegal, but you have to do it a proper way. Now, this isn't so if you're a felon, I think what Trump just I think they're passing a law or they did. I'm not sure where they're at with that. I haven't looked into it recently, where everybody can have one now, okay, or carry one. So this is not how to circumvent if your rights have been removed properly, okay, by the court. But I'll give you this, a specific court. So this is not going to do that. All right. But you can do a consultation. We can talk about theoretical things you can do to get your rights back. Okay. Court case breakdown. So this is for people who want to learn just how to break down a court case. The ones up here are how to deal with being in court. This is how I teach you how to break down your own court case and look for the things in there to see if you've been violated. This is to teach you that part. The secrets revealed course. It's one video on everything I've learned from the bonds, passport, name change, birth certificate, and more, QSIP, et cetera, et cetera. This is in here. All right. Once again, these are things that I've been told. I'm not, by law, I have to say, I'm not saying that everything is fact, but I'll tell you this. I'm not lying about the information. These are my experiences. These are what people have told me who work for courts, used to work for courts. So these are strategies that you may use of your own free will and accord. Okay. And I'll tell you this. We've got probably a 9 out of 10 success ratio because these are your freedoms under the Constitution. We, the people, are governed by our consent. That's what it says. But you guys don't know private law. And your normal police officer, your normal judge, your normal anybody in the public, they don't know this stuff. It sounds crazy to them because their employer operates in a public jurisdiction and does not teach their public trustees private law. If you want to learn private law, private rights, constitutional anything, you have to learn it on yourself. Go to a university that teaches it, or find somebody who's been doing it long enough and has been successful in it. So be careful when you're out there getting other people's information. I don't care if you're using my information, vet it, check it out, look it up. No scammer is going to tell you to second guess or check their paperwork or materials. I'm telling you to check mine too. Look it up, verify it. I tell you, show you got a code, go find it, go look it up. You stand on your own information. You're grown. All right. I'm just holding the door open, pointing away. What you guys do physically or financially or mentally or paper, jurisdictionally, whatever, that's on you. You have to take your own responsibility. I'm just showing you a little bit behind the curtain in the Wizard of Oz to see what's really going on. Because these are your rights and freedoms versus privileges and regulations or licenses, etc. So this one talks about the IRS codes. This one talks about how to deal with your debt to either reduce it or eliminate it. Tons of good information on this one. Foreclosure, things that we've learned from people who have gone through it, judges, okay. Uh, some artificial generated stuff, but a majority of it is boots on the ground. We've seen it, we've used it, it's worked. We've got happy clients. Okay. Once again, individual results may vary, but if you follow it, you should be good. So the next one is learn industry secrets of personal and business credit. So we teach you everything about what they look for on the application, what information they're looking, what you can and cannot do, how to build it, how to repair it for business side and personal side. I personally paid, I think, $1,200 to learn these things from people, and they had a lot of good information in there. And now, though I could have charged that amount or more, I wouldn't. I always try to give you guys everything on the cheap side because I know what it's like. People charging 500,000, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, and it sucks. So if you guys see here a plus sign, it doesn't mean that it's 120 plus or more money. What this plus sign means is an option on their website where when you go to pay for this, if you want to pay more, believe it or not, some people actually do, but I know most of y'all like I'm paying the minimum, and that's fine too. I'm just letting you know, don't freak out because you see a plus sign. That just means that this is the base price, but you can actually pay more. All right. Even if it's $1 more or $5 more, or 1,000, probably ain't gonna happen. But just so you know, don't freak out. Oh my God, it's some kind of weird catch thing. It's just a feature that they have on their site. And as far as I know, they don't get that extra. It actually goes to me. I pay them to host all of this monthly, a very good sum of money because there's hours, gigabytes, gigs of information of these videos. All right. So it just is what it is. All right. Um, so this one is learn mortgage and promissory note frauds by the banks. All right. And I also talk about the securitized audit, where it's at right now with the guy who does it. We talk a little bit about that information, what to look out for, what they don't want you to know. And then from there, you are grown to make your own decisions. Okay. Here we talk about naturalization. So for those people who are trying to stay in the country, we talk about theories and legal methods of how to do that, how to become a U.S. citizen. Now, even though we say and a national, this everybody born here is already a national. So don't buy this pack thinking, oh, I have to buy this to be a national. No, no, no. You already are one. I've already given you guys the codes on how to do that. This is for people not from here or people coming here or people who are here and want to have additional information to know what all of their options are and how these two are related and theory on how they can possibly stay. This does not mean that this bypasses the Department of Immigrations, et cetera. That's not, so don't buy this thinking that. That's not at all what this is. This is working with them and how you can present certain information or certain other tactics that you can use to become a citizen or a national for those people. Okay. People keep emailing me. So I made a video on it. All right. So nothing in here is illegal or scammy or whatever. This is new laws, old ways, new ways, everything that I've been able to find and from reading court cases and the laws. Like I said, guys, all this information I know comes from reading court cases, how people won, how they lost, what they can and cannot do, and then American jurisprudence books, which are the green books you guys see on my shelf. All right. Or reading the Department of State's manuals, the Department of Immigration, read their stuff. If you don't want to buy any of this stuff, that's fine. I'll be okay. But if you don't want to read through all of it, this will help give you a huge head start. But this works in conjunctions with the law. We do not try to beat or circumvent the law. We work with it. All right. For those people doing right to travel, this is going to teach you how to fight your court case and how to operate your vehicle privately. All right. That's what this is about. So if you want to, you can talk to me and pay for the consultation, or if you want to watch the video, this will teach you how to fight, how to deal with your court case. This does not mean that you may not still need your paperwork or mine or a combination or just mine or just yours. What this is saying is this is your full checklist. This is what they're looking for. This is how they're going to approach you. And this is how you fight back when they give you tickets and how to conduct yourself at the traffic stop. This one here, learn the key points of a private basic trust. Okay. These are the things that I've learned. I may have a expert who knows over, I don't know, 100 some odd different trusts and make another video so that it's beyond basic. But these are all the things for doing private trusts, what it should look like, what should be in there. Not a normal revocable, which is in their jurisdiction, and that's fine if you're going to do that for certain things. But other ones you're going to find the revocable or irrevocable, excuse me, is the private way to go because this means private and tax exempt. This one is generally private, but also generally not considered tax exempt. And they expect you to register this one, whereas this one, you do not need to register. It's private. So we cover all of these different things. How to create a government. So creating your own private government, which is your micronation. How to be unincorporated as an association, which is also tax exempt. The full process. That's this one. Well, let's start over here. So property tax exemption. So we step you through a basic guide on how to make your property tax exempt from your county or your state, whoever your house is registered to, all within the merits of the law. What they're going to look for, what they're going to expect, how to fill out the application, because they got me 2 years in a row. I had to keep trying and trying and trying a year at a time until we finally got the code right and how to fill out the application, because they have little tricks that they have in there. So this is going to help you. All right. I mean, understand this. When you do this, you will not have to pay taxes anymore on your house as long as you own it. The next people, well, that's their problem if they want to register it under their name. This gets it out of your name the proper way. So what are you paying? 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 or more? This is a insignificant amount for that. Matter of fact, if I offer this business assistance as a business, I'm going to charge you what you're getting for your taxes for a one-time payment to show you how to never pay taxes again. That I would pay myself. So 175 bucks, or if you want to pay a little bit more with the plus, you can, is a steal. This really should be at least $1,700, $1,200, no problem. All right. But the next step up from there for those people, this is the more advanced class. Okay. We're doing this now in the private. Okay. Which is how to remove your property from the property tax rolls. Now, these are almost kind of the same, but this one is using their document, teaching you that they have a document, how to get the document, how to fill it out. That's what this is. So this is asking for permission. This is leaving the game and still yet a steal for this price. Everybody with a house should want one of these two. But I'll tell you this one is probably going to be easier. This is the safer, pretty way to go. This one's harder. We're still doing this one. We're getting successes, but we're fine tuning the process. But we're giving you the theory of it. We have done this, but it is none of these. See, depending on your state, they may or may not want to work with you. So there may be extra things you have to do. If you've done everything in these videos I've said and you still need help, contact me and we can work from there. I will never tell you, nor can I say, oh, all of these things have 100% success rate. No, because they may not understand what you're trying to do. They may not like what you're trying to do. And that may mean from there suing them in federal court, which some of the people are doing right now. And it looks like they're going to get their win because these things have already been done in the private by people who don't share this information. I am. That's why they don't like it. The rich people don't like it. Well, let me say this correctly. Some of the rich people don't like it because they consider these to be their little secrets. But they're not their secrets. They're for everybody if you want to do them. The system doesn't like these because this takes money out of their pocket. Let's just be honest here. But no time soon will they be starving. So they're not worried about my little YouTube channel, my little videos, and whatever else. They watch. You bet your ass they watch. Hello, legal departments, law enforcement, government agencies, Cornell Law, the rest of you guys who watch. I know. I've gotten the memo. I know you guys watch my videos. But once again, I'm not showing anything illegal. These are all constitutional rights. Constitutional law is separate and distinct from statutory law, which most of them operate or support as law enforcement or agencies. This is how to be private citizen, non-resident, foreign to the system that they uphold. And you have that as a right under the Constitution if you know about the Constitution. And before you talk to me, most of you, if not all of you guys, should read or have read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence. If you're going to take any of this seriously, you have to know where your rights, freedoms come from. I am not giving you some cheat method. I am showing you your rights and how to implement them properly. So it doesn't take you 4 years or 3 years to crack the property code like it did me, or 10 years and cracking the right to travel or the whatever else. So yeah, I charge for the years of me sitting here being called this, being called that, being arrested, losing my money, paying the state, the whatever, the gov, because they're not going to teach you these things. Now, yes, I will be honest with you. You, by right, by law, have the ability to contact any of these agencies and ask them for their assistance on how to do this. All of them have a right, a responsibility to tell you, but generally they're not. And generally, the person you talk to doesn't know what you're talking about. This is high level information, so you're not going to get the response you are looking for from a low level functionary. You're going to have to talk to their legal department. You're going to have to talk to a manager or chief of whatever, head whatever, if they give you the time of day, or you're going to have to sue them or their agency at the end of the day for your rights. We've got tons of lawsuits going on right now, and we've got tons of people winning their lawsuits. But we're still going through some of these things, so I can't say 100% on anything. But I'll tell you this, it's 90. That we can say. But once again, it's up to you. I'm not saying you guys should necessarily believe me. What I'm saying is that we've been successful personally with these things, with this group, that group. I've got a group of people who are like, yeah, I'll do whatever. So I'm saying, okay, well, we're going to do everything within the merit of the law. Here's what you should do. Let us know how this works in Arizona, in Florida, in New York, in Wisconsin, in Cali. And we've been getting different results all over the board, mostly still good, but the paperwork is different across the board. The agencies talk and move differently. Some that I thought were going to be hard as shit. Can I say shit on YouTube? Can I? I can? Okay, just not at the beginning of the video. Oh, okay, cool. Um, so you may have different results, but we will work with you if you do a consult on, where you get stuck at. But I'm giving you the secret sauce is that you may have to take this information and still yet sue because you can still do everything right, and they're just not having it. They don't like you. You've been labeled a sovereign citizen, which there's no such thing. It has no standing in law. You can't be both. You can't be in their jurisdiction and out of their jurisdiction in any one event. You can't. Bible says you cannot serve two masters. And that's a fact. So, if you want the information, that is where you can find it. If not, keep doing what you're doing. And remember, guys, please hear me when I say this. You do not have to do anything I talk about in any of my videos. You do not have to buy anything that I have or anybody else's, especially if it's expensive. Don't fall for that scam. You do not have to do any of that to be free or to learn this or to learn constitutional law or to support me and my life's work. You do not have to do any of that to be free or private or tax exempt. I've made the videos showing you how to do almost all that stuff. This site is just for people who want additional information that is generally not acceptable to be shared in the public because it's private. That's it. None of that is like, oh, I have to have that to be. No. If you do your own research, you can do everything that I've shown here or that I have in my videos. I don't want anybody to ever say, oh, well, I bought this course and it didn't, I can't figure it out. It doesn't work. No, these things work, but you may have to enforce them. You may have to not be afraid of them. You may have to send them a polite letter that you're going to take them to court if they don't have this information reviewed by their legal department for a legal determination, because these people will push back on you. If we look at it in the sense of pimping, they don't want you to do your own work. They don't want you to have an only F's. They want to make all the money themselves, and they're used to it. And they're also not used to being challenged. They're also not used to people leaving. Matter of fact, most DMVs don't even have a cancellation, closeout, delete my information form from your computer system. But yet we know that they have to have something, because if you get too old to drive, what do? They take your license and cancel it. So we know it's there, but most people don't walk away from that. And I'm not telling you you should. I'm not saying you should do right to travel or any of these things. What I'm saying is if you feel that you are an American and you feel that your rights are being violated and you want to learn to live in the private, then yes, these videos are for you. If and or when you are ready. But before you do any of these things, by law, once again, I'm just going to give you a little disclaimer, do your own research. Contact a professional in the industry, if you will. You may find that unless you speak to them privately, they're generally in public capacity and they're going to not tell you much. But there are ones out there. There are private lawyers. There are private attorneys. There are private people that you can contact who work for the county and the state and the government, whatever else, that will help you or will tell you. And remember, when you contact them, they're supposed to help you. That's what they're there for. But a lot of them just don't know because they've never read their own books. So, as always, guys, you are grown, and if not, well, then you shouldn't probably be watching my channel. This is for grown-ups, and this is for private citizens, non-residents, foreign nationals, nationals of the United States, under 8 U.S.C. 1401A or other. And remember, guys, under 8 FAM 301.1-1, letter B, you have citizenship, U.S., and you have nationality, American. Those are two separate things, and that code proves it. And if you're not sure about your nationality, it's the state you live in. Born in Florida, you're a Floridian. California, you're a Californian. New York, New Yorker. Under government GPO style manual, section 5.23, pick any of the years. It all has it right in that section. The natives of the states. That's what you are. And as a Native American to another Native American, I wish you guys peace, blessings, and positive energy. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. More videos are coming.